Okay, now that we know how to simplify radicals, now we're going to talk about how to add and subtract radicals. So in order to add and subtract radicals, we need to consider them kind of like terms. So the radical has to be exactly the same number underneath the radicand. And they also have to have the exact same index in order to add them. Okay? So we need to make sure that they have the same radical underneath in order to add. At this point, these three do not have the same number underneath. So we need to simplify them. So I'm going to find the prime factorization of 18. I'll do that using the tree. So we're going to say 2 and 9 and then 3 and 3. And this 3 and 3 is my pair, and 2 is going to stay underneath. So we've got negative 3 on the outside times, and that's the one that, remember, we highlighted to say that one doesn't disappear, remember last time. And then we've got this 3 times 3, so that comes out as a 3. And then the 2 stays underneath. Okay? Now we're going to simplify the square root of 8. So we're going to 3 square root of 8. So we're going to do the same thing. So make your tree. So we've got 8, which is 2 and 4, and then 4, which is 2 and 2 as well. So now we've got our prime numbers on the bottom. Remember, the 3 doesn't just disappear, so we've got to make sure it stays. So plus 3. And I realize that's a little hard to see, but it's okay. And then remember, we've got one pair, so one of the 2's comes out. So times 2 square root of, and this 2 stays underneath. Okay, what's left over, remember, stays underneath. Alright, and now lastly, let's talk about that square root of 24. So we do our factor tree for 24, and that's 2 and 12, 12 is 3 and 4, and 4 is 2 and 2. So on 24 we've got one pair with 2 and 3 left underneath. So this is minus, and this 2 comes out, 2 square root of, and then this is 2 times 3 underneath, which is really 2 square root of 6. So, simplifying all of this, now that we've got all of them simplified, now we have to say, okay, this is really minus 2. Here, let's write it down here. I'm going to simplify it down here at the bottom. This is minus 2 square root of 6. This one, the 3 times the 2, I can do on the outside. So this is plus 6 square root of 2. And this one has negative 3 times 3 on the outside, so that's negative 9 square root of 2. So, wow, that did not help you much at all, because you couldn't see it. Sorry. Okay. So, 2 times square root of 6, 3 times 2 square root of 2, and then negative 3 times 3 is negative 9 square root of 2. So now, it says determine which radicals can be added or subtracted. To be combined, radicals must have the same index and radicand. So, I can combine 9 square root of 2 plus 6 square root of 2 because they both have a square root of 2. So these both have the square root of 2. So we can combine them. So this means I'm going to do negative 9 plus 6 on my calculator, which is negative 3. So my answer is going to be negative 3 square root of 2. And then this doesn't just disappear, it's got to just come straight down, and it's minus 2 square root of 6. So when you're adding and subtracting radicals, you can only put together the two things that are the same, and remember, anything else just is put at the end of my expression. Just like when we're combining like terms, and not all three terms have an x in them or whatever. Okay? So that's adding and subtracting radicals. Thanks for watching. Go ahead and complete the work that goes along with it.